We're going to talk about one of our favorite places today in East Tennessee, and that's Pigeon Forge. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living and investing in East Tennessee, be sure and subscribe and click the bell so you can get notifications and you'll be the first to know about the current market in East Tennessee. I'm Renee, and with my partner Deanna, we're the Deanna Renee team, and we get calls and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking to invest or move to East Tennessee, and we absolutely love it. So if you're planning on moving between 9 days or 90 days, or if your investment plans are within 9 days or 90 days, just be sure to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so that we can make sure that you have a smooth move to East Tennessee. All the information's in the description below. Go over the map of Pigeon Forge, so let's just go to share my screen with you, and we'll start looking at Pigeon Forge. Now, Pigeon Forge is another one of those small towns. It's not a huge place. As you can see here on the map, it is 13 square miles, and there's a population of about 6,000 permanent residents in Pigeon Forge. So just a little town with a whole lot of visitors, which is why it's the perfect place to invest. But when you come into Pigeon Forge, anyone driving will ultimately come in on Interstate 40 typically, and this is exit 407. Most of you who have traveled this way know that exit. You will come in off of Interstate 40 and head down 66, which will bring you all the way through Sevierville and on into Pigeon Forge. And this, of course, is Pigeon Forge right here with the red around it. Kind of wonky there, but it is a place for a lot of entertainment. It has the mountain views, of course, and it also has a variety of restaurants that you can, take in, but it is full of fun, and most of the fun is along what we call the Parkway, the main drag going through Pigeon Forge. So we'll go over some of that here in just a second. Now, Pigeon Forge isn't just all about go-karts and alpine coasters and shopping, although there's an awful lot of that in Pigeon Forge. It starts out here. I'll use some of the things that entertainment places as landmarks, so you will realize when you're in Pigeon Forge, because Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg sort of blend together, and it's often difficult for people to tell which city they're in at first until they get acclimated. So as you come into Pigeon Forge, you're going to see Wonderworks and the Titanic off on the right, so that'll give you a clue that you're entering into Pigeon Forge. Now, Pigeon Forge also has the Christmas Inn. That's another wonderful place, and I'll probably miss half of the wonderful places we have here. I'm just going to hit some highlights, but there are plenty of entertainment spaces. Now, also, you can shoot off on 321, and let me tell you that we have traffic lights that are numbered, so it's real easy for you to get directions from folks. Make sure that you ask them what traffic light you need to turn at. All of them have a little placard at the top that will tell you traffic light number 3 or 5 or whatever, so it really helps you get around a little better. So at traffic light number 3 in Pigeon Forge, if you turn off there, you're going to go on what we call Wares Valley Road. And that road will take you out probably about 8 miles before that's the end of Pigeon Forge, the official end of Pigeon Forge. And you'll go down a road called Walden's Creek. There are lots of rentals in that area. There is also a grade school out that area that's kind of at the line where Pigeon Forge ends. So there are plenty of entertainment. As I said, there's coasters, goats on the roof, Jeep tours, but more than all of those, there are some great parks. We have 3 parks in Pigeon Forge. One is on Wares Valley Road, which is called the Ware Farm City Park. There are fields for playing soccer. There are little climbing things that the kids can play on, like swing sets and all kinds of entertainment for the kids just to run and jump and have fun and get some energy out. So that's a great park. The other park is the one that a lot of people are familiar with by the Old Mill, which is the main park, the place where you go to pick up the trolleys that will get you around Pigeon Forge. And that is more of a open field where they have big events like the July 4th celebration, or recently it was Memorial Day and they had a lot of entertainment in for that. And so people fill the park and they set up booths and have all kinds of things there. It's also by, as I said, the Old Mill, which is a great restaurant, and also a mill where you can actually still get mill ground. And so that's a unique place, and it makes for lovely shots. Matter of fact, you probably have seen, when you see something about Pigeon Forge, there's almost always a picture of the Old Mill because it's just really nice. And you can walk all along the river there, and because there's a walkway, so it's nice. You can take a nice long walk along the river, and it's just really relaxed. The other park, it is, I can't think, the name escapes me, but there's another park where they have fields for playing soccer and tennis and all of that, kind of like the city park, where you can play tennis and do all of those things. Also, like in our sister cities, in Pigeon Forge, which actually has the newest one, there is the community center. And if you own property or live here in Pigeon Forge, for a nominal fee, you can belong to the community center. They have bowling alleys, swimming pools, tennis courts, racquetball courts, walking spaces, workout rooms. They do little tournaments, little basketball tournaments, pickle tournaments, you name it, you can do it there. It's really an awesome place. So whenever you're in, and if you're thinking about buying here or investing, you can go in and they'll give you a tour of the facility. And right near there, which is typically the case, the library is right by the community center. Another benefit of Pigeon Forge is there's an 18-hole golf course. And this golf course, which is right here, is ironically called the Gatlinburg Golf Course. It's an 18-hole golf course. Near the golf course is the Riverstone condominiums and resort and spa. And there are also some more condominiums. The Golf View condominiums are back behind it. So it's surrounded with condominiums. They're actually building some cabins right between the golf course and the Golf View condominiums. There are, I don't know, I'm going to guess it was 8 or 10 new cabins going up right in there. So that'll be another fine place to be able to purchase, or least of all, if you're not going to purchase, you can always rent and stay there. So that's another plus. Pigeon Forge also has the Island, and that is over here. Island has a Ferris wheel, has a fountain that they do a show with the fountain with colored lights and the way they move the water. It's really a nice show, and there are tons of shops in there. We are not lacking in different kinds of shops. So it's almost humorous that there's something for everyone here in our area. And speaking of, I mentioned the resort and spa at Riverstone. Dollywood Dreammore is also resort and spa over here, which is by Dollywood and the Splash Country, which is like a main theme park in Pigeon Forge. Of course, we love our native Dolly Parton. That's awesome. She's done wonderful things for the county, and we're very proud of her, of course. And there are also, forgot where I was going on that, but temperature-wise, for the things that you would want to know if you were going to be in Pigeon Forge, we get down in the 30s in January and February. We can get up in the 80s and a little bit higher in the summer. Also, I would say, so the average temperature majority of the years in the 70s. It's very comfortable. If you're too hot, you can always drive up into Gatlinburg and go into the mountains and enjoy the cool breeze. One thing that you need to know about Pigeon Forge, and really it's kind of for the whole area. As I said, this is out the Wares Valley area. All of these places have cabins tucked in, condos, resorts everywhere. I mean, it just fills the whole area. I don't believe there's any part of this Pigeon Forge where there isn't a place that you could own or stay. But when you're looking for property, the Pigeon Forge zip code is 37862. But in our area, in East Tennessee here, Sevier County, you can be in the county and be right up here next to Gatlinburg, or you can be right next to Sevierville and have, be back here near Sevierville and you have an address of Sevierville, but you are just right on the precipice of Pigeon Forge. So whenever you are not in the actual city limits, which, this is all this wonky drawing here, if you are not in this portion, which is the actual city limits, you will have an address of Sevierville. It does not mean that you are back here back in the Sevierville area, up here where we traveled through on the way. You are not in there. You could be anywhere with the Sevierville address that has 37876 as the zip code. That would mean that your cabin could be here, or it could be here. It could be down here by Gatlinburg, or it could be over here by the Tanger outlets. It could be way out here in Wares Valley. It could be anywhere. So it's really important to have someone help you with that. Oftentimes it's very difficult to tell. The difference is that you will pay city taxes when you are in the city limits, as well as county taxes. When you are out further and you have the 37876, you'll pay county taxes. However, they've just made a recent change so that even if you are in a residential area, taxed residentially, currently next year you will be taxed at the commercial rate if you are a rental cabin owner. So your tax rate will go from 25% to 40%. So that is the only difference of what has changed recently. But as I said, if you subscribe and you click notifications, you'll be notified of all these changes and be fully aware of what's going on. But this is Pigeon Forge in a nutshell. We hope you come and see us. We have so much to do. It's the only place that you can go zorbing. I don't know if you know what that is. It's this big, looks like they took a sheet of bubble wrap and made it into a giant ball, and you get inside and you roll down the hill. It's a unique experience. They have jump parks, lots of putt-putt, go-karts, tons of restaurants, theaters, comedy places, just a lot of dinner theater. Dixie Stampede is here, just a little bit of everything. So it's a fun place to be. And on top of that, you still get those beautiful mountain views. So you can be out in Pigeon Forge and have just a gorgeous view as you would if you were in Gatlinburg. So I hope you were able to glean a little something from this, and we look forward to seeing you in Pigeon Forge.